Hey guys, Tony Treach with Rokslide. Quick little video to show you how the Matrix target's been holding up for me. I did a review on this 2 years ago, this spring. I shot it all winter, spring, summer, fall that year. And then in the fall, I took it with me to Kansas. And in the excitement of shooting a 184-inch whitetail, I left the target there. And the rancher was kind enough to stick it in the barn, but I wasn't about to ask him to mail it up to me. That's, you know, if you want to keep permission at a farm or a ranch, don't ask them to take a 45-pound target to the post office and try to figure out how to mail it. Yeah. So, anyways, it sat there in the barn for a year, but I got it back in November. I've been blind bailing in the house with it for the last 2 months, and just getting outside. The weather's breaking here now, finally. So, just getting outside and getting the ultra some air. The target has held up way better than I thought it would. I've shot this with broadheads, field points, always aiming at the center. Now this little group here was from real short range. I'm just getting things going on that bow. But this target, for the most part, the entire year that I used it, lived out at 100 yards. I shoot from the same spot pretty much, but I have a 3D target spread out through the woods, and from ranges from 20 yards out to 120 every 10 yards. So this guy was the 100-yard target. It's where I spent most of my time shooting, and it's held up great. So it might not have lasted quite as long if you set this out at 30 or 40 yards and just hammer away with real tight groups right in the center. But you know, some days my groups at 100 yards are like this. Some days they are great, but they're not always going to be, you know, hammering at that middle. So that's maybe why I've gotten a little more life out of it. But it's time to rotate it now. I don't want, you know, a full pass through with these arrows. I've got 3 arrows in there right now. All 3 were stopped, and they're right in the softest part too, that's been shot the most. But this is another thing you're gonna like about this target too. I mean, I can literally grab that with 2 fingers. And that arrow is a 520 grain deep 6, so it's a skinny little, it's 520 grains. It's a VAP. This was a 430 grain VAP, and this is a 450 grain gold tip Pierce Platinum. So skinny, heavy arrows, and they're not blowing through. The target's been great. It's expensive, but what good in life isn't? There's not much you can get cheap and look back at it and say, wow, that was a great investment. I've still got 6 more modules I can rotate to the center, and if I get one summer out of each one, I mean, that's ridiculous. And for 40, 50 bucks, whatever those cost to replace, this is gonna, you know, it's hard to say a target is an investment. And it's hard to say I missed a target when you leave it at the rancher's house in Kansas, but you know, it's a pretty sweet product, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Hope that can help anybody that's thinking about getting one. You won't regret it. Have a good one, guys.